In this video, we'll look at how to add prefaces to questions in a Word or RTF document. When creating questions, you may want to link multiple questions to a single table, chart, picture, or scenario instead of repeating the information in each question. This shared item is known as a preface. In this example, questions 1 and 2 both refer to the results in the table. Adding a preface ensures that the reference information always stays with the questions associated with it. Here is an example of a preface in a Word document. I want to ask several questions about this table of lab results, and I need this information to stay with the questions I write. Here is how a preface behaves in an online assignment. The preface is at the top of the page, and the questions appear below it. Now let's see what happens when I click question 2. Notice that the new question is displayed, but the information in the preface remains at the top of the page. Now let's click question 3. Again, the question changes, but the preface remains at the top. Let's look at how we can create a preface in a Word document we want to import. My preface contains some introductory text and a table. To create a preface, you use 2 tags to identify the preface content. Use the preface begin tag to indicate the beginning of the preface content and to give the preface a name. Then use the preface end tag to indicate the end of the preface text. In this example, the preface title is Caffeinated Beverages. You can give your prefaces descriptive names or an abbreviated identifier. Keep in mind that preface names must be unique within the same Word or RTF document. After the preface begin tag, enter the text, images, and other items you want to include in the preface. Then add the preface end tag to indicate the end of the preface. Notice that the preface begin tag is followed by a colon, but the preface end tag is not. Preface end is one of the few tags that do not use a colon. In this example, I've added my preface at the very beginning of the document, before the first question type tag. If you like, you can add all your prefaces at the beginning, but that's not required. You could also place your preface just above the first question that refers to it. In fact, you can add your prefaces anywhere in the document as long as you use the preface begin and end tags and you don't place the preface inside a question. After you've created a preface, next, you need to associate it with one or more questions. To do that, add the pref tag and the preface name to a question. Questions 1 and 2 have been tagged to the Caffeinated Beverages preface. You can place the pref tag anywhere in the question information as long as it is after the answer tag. So remember, to create prefaces, you use the preface begin tag to name the preface and indicate the start of the preface content, and the preface end tag to mark the end of the content. Then use the pref tag and the name of the preface to tie questions to it.